Mummy Murder Mystery Solved by Scholastic News. What killed King Tut? Historians and scientists have long suspected that the king was murdered, but a recent scientific study claims to have found out a different answer to this more than 3,300-year-old mystery. Researchers believe that King Tut died from complications related to a broken leg. They do not think his death was the result of foul play. They released the findings in the Journal of the American Medical Association in February. Researchers solved the mystery of King Tut's death by using the tools of science. They began their investigation of Tut's well-preserved mummy by conducting an autopsy. An autopsy is an in-depth medical examination to determine how someone died. The king's autopsy included tests and electronic scans of his remains. Scientist Karsten Pusch conducted the test on Tut for the new study. He thinks a broken leg contributed to the young king's death. A scan of Tut's mummy showed an unhealed fracture in his thigh bone. This confirms that the Egyptian leader broke his leg sometime close to his death. The tests also showed that King Tut had an illness that causes bones to become frail and brittle. More than 100 walking sticks were found in King Tut's tomb. Many of the sticks were well worn, showing regular use. This supports the autopsy findings. It's very likely that King Tut had to use canes due to bone disease, Pusch said. Maybe he just fell and broke his leg. But how could a person die from a broken leg? Pusch also found evidence that showed King Tut had malaria. This is a disease carried by mosquitoes. Malaria severely weakens the immune system. Pusch and his fellow researchers believe that the malaria and the bone disease together caused the king's fracture to become life-threatening. Ultimately, the young pharaoh was just too weak to heal. So the effects of disease combined with the bad luck of a broken bone likely caused King Tut's death. Dr. Howard Markle, a medical historian at the University of Michigan, says the study does more than solve a mystery. The information gained by studying these mummies could give us valuable insight into the diseases they had. This is very exciting that we can take modern technology and learn more about Egyptian history, Mark Hill told CNN. Mummies are very powerful tools. We can learn a lot from the dead, like how illnesses evolve. Number 6. How does the first paragraph of the passage affect the presentation of information? Choose 2. A. It defines what an autopsy is for the reader. B. It helps the reader infer that they will be reading about the newly discovered cause of King Tut's death. C. It gives the reader context that for many years people believed King Tut was murdered. D. It helps the reader understand the real cause of King Tut's death. E. It challenges readers to do their own research about the causes of King Tut's death. Number 7. Which best describes the author's purpose of paragraph 2? A. To tell that King Tut died from a broken leg. B. To support that King Tut was murdered by his enemies. C. To describe how researchers use tools of science to solve the mystery. D. To explain how researchers wrote for the Journal of American Medical Association. Number 8. Which autopsy finding does the information in paragraph 6 best support? A. Tut had a fracture in his thigh bone. B. Tut had an illness that causes bones to become weak. C. Tut broke his leg sometime close to his death. D. Tut's mummy was well preserved. Number 9. Which paragraph does the author describe the combined effect of King Tut's bone disease, malaria, and broken bone? A. Paragraph 9. B. Paragraph 10. C. Paragraph 11. D. Paragraph 12. Number 10. What is Dr. Howard Merkel's job? A. Detective. B. Egyptian leader, C. Reporter, D. Medical historian.